Hi, I'm Marguerite Crispillo, and thank you for stopping by. So last week we had a video where we talked about breaking down our goals and breaking it down into bite-sized chunks that can help you actually accomplish them. So we had a ton of response, tons of great feedback, and you all had some great comments about what it is going to take for you to hit your goals this year. But some of you had some questions about how to break it down even further. So this week we've decided to go in and talk about if you want to actually accomplish your goals, what's that going to look like on a daily basis for you? Well, monthly, weekly, almost daily, sometimes even hourly. What's that going to really look like? So what we're going to talk about today is if you've decided that you wanted to close 2 transactions this year. Now keep in mind, these numbers are going to vary for you and based on what your goals were. But let's say that you wanted to close 2 transactions a month this year. What does that actually look like when you get down to the numbers? Here's the great thing about numbers, they don't lie. And they tell you exactly what you have to do on a regular basis. If you hit your numbers and you do the work, the great thing is you'll be able to accomplish your goals. In fact, I want to even read to you before we get into this a quick passage from one of my favorite books from Steven Pressfield. I put on the old lady glasses. It's called Do the Work. And in this book, he says, start before you're ready. Don't prepare, begin. Remember, our enemy is not lack of preparation. It's not the difficulty of the project or the state of the marketplace or the emptiness of our bank account. The enemy is resistance. The enemy is our chattering brain, which if we give it so much as a nanosecond, will start producing excuses, alibis, transparent self-justifications, and a million reasons why we can't, shouldn't do what we know we need to do. So start before you're ready. So why I bring that up is because most agents out there have a tendency to spend a bunch of time preparing to prepare, right? They're getting ready to get ready. They want to make sure they have all their processes in place, all their systems, all this, before they actually go out and do the work. So if you look at how we're going to break this down, again, we have 2 transactions we want to close per month. So in order to actually have 2 close every month, you need to have in process at any given time 6 transactions. That means either 6 homes listed and under contract or 6 buyers that you're working with that are under contract or a mixture of both. In order to actually have 6 in contract every month, now keep in mind, all of those aren't going to close every month, which is why we'll end up with 2. Some will get delayed, some will cancel, who knows what happens. You know, in this crazy real estate market, things change all the time. But in order to have 6 actual transactions under contract in escrow, you would need to be working with 12 active clients. Now you're saying 12 is a lot to get 6. But again, not all 12 of those are going to buy right now. Sometimes your listings might not sell right away. So you have to constantly have 12 people that you're actively working with. I mean, we're talking about people that are right now ready to buy, your A clients that are going to buy or sell in the next 30 to 60 days. In order to get 12 of those, you need to be consistently holding 36 appointments a month or 9 appointments a week. Now you're probably thinking 9 appointments a week, that's a lot, Marguerite. But it depends on what your closing ratio is. So if you've been a top agent for a long time, someone like me has been doing it forever, then my closing ratio is much higher. If you're a newer agent and don't have as much experience, or maybe you need some skills surrounding appointments and closings, then one of the most important things you can do is to deepen and develop that skill. But the reality is that your closing ratio might not be as high. Now let's break it down even further. In order to get 9 appointments a week, 36 clients a month, client appointments, you need to be generating 108 leads a month. Now you're thinking, 108 leads a month, that's craziness. How am I going to find 108 clients? Well, that's the part that we're going to talk about in future episodes and videos where we're going to talk about how to actually generate business. But we're going to break it down one step further. To generate 108 leads a month, that means you need to, on a daily basis, generate 5 to 6 people who have some interest in real estate. Now, trust me, if you are really putting in the work, if you're doing what it takes, and you're putting in that time every single day to make sure that you're preparing and talking to the most people possible, you'll get your 5 to 6 leads. Now, that might come from a combination of things. Maybe you're holding open houses where you're putting out tons of signs and getting tons of traffic. You might be able to get in front of 20 to 30 people in an open house. Maybe you're holding a first-time homebuyers seminar, or you're going to a business networking group. The bottom line is, if you know that every day you have to get 5 to 6 people that have some interest in real estate, now all you have to do is focus on what you do every day. Are you doing the work required to get in front of those people? So I hope that this has been helpful for you. This information should really help you break it down into what you want to do. Now maybe these numbers are not going to work for you, so that means you need to go back and reevaluate your goals a little bit. But at the end of the day, focus on what you do in daily chunks, and that's going to really help you accomplish the goals that you've set out for yourself. All right, so I hope that you found this helpful, and I really encourage you to share it with all of your social media. There might be someone else out there who needs a little help and guidance in accomplishing their goals. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns or just need some help in certain areas, pop on over to the blog at margueritecrespillo.com and post it in your comments. I'm in and out of there all the time, so I'll be sure to respond to any of your comments. I love, love, love to hear your feedback. It really helps us in coming up with great ideas on stuff that we can help you with in the future. Oh, and don't forget while you're there, be sure to add your name to the email list, because we've got some exciting stuff coming up this year that we're only going to be sharing with people on our email list. So again, thanks for stopping by. I'm Marguerite Crespillo, and we'll chat soon.